it's a long time since I've been face to face with the camera. I've got really used to recording in a landscape mode and from the side. But for this, I thought I would just be there so that you can see me and so that I feel like I can see you. I always feel more like I'm teaching when it's like this. So it's just going to be a quick video with a reminder really about how to preserve nature for printing, maybe later in the year. So I'm going to be running a screen printing course starting probably in September, and I want to, one of the things going through, here they are, my beautiful meadow hall, and as I've walked through this meadow and enjoyed it and enjoyed the beauty of it, and felt gratitude that a farmer has actually let a meadow grow like this on his land in a time which has been quite tough for me. I wanted to celebrate that, and I thought, well, actually, what could be nicer than making something with perhaps a variety of these grasses and flowers to make, perhaps I'm thinking of a meadow throw, but it could be a set of meadow cushions, it could be a set of meadow wall art. We'll see where that one takes us to. So I've got my haul here, and these are all fresh. And they won't last for that long like this. The grasses will actually last for quite a long time, but they are already starting to seed a little bit. When plants get stressed, they try to breed. They want to preserve themselves. So if they feel they're under threat, I can't leave that big loopy one there, that's better. When they feel they're under threat, they will seed, they will flower and seed. So often a tree that's flowering prolifically, or a shrub, it can be that it's under a great deal of stress and it's trying to reproduce itself, continue its line before it dies. So these are seeding, and I'd rather capture them before they've completely seeded. So I'm just, what I'm aiming for with these, yes, here we are, my horse chestnut leaves. I absolutely adore printing, screen printing, jelly printing with horse chestnut leaves. I think by September they will be going over quite a lot. They're not particularly long lasting leaves on horse chestnut. You know, usually by the time the conkers come, the leaves are looking pretty grotty. So I'm going to do those as well. And what I'm aiming for is for them to be like this. So these couple of files here, I've got dried grasses in this one. These are actually from a meadow at Tintersfield House in Somerset, Bristol, anyway, near Bristol. And I've preserved some of these so that I can use them for printing. These are still dry. I'm actually going to preserve these ones so that they're a little bit softer, and I'll show you how to do that. And then this is perfect. These are leaves that have been preserved, been dried, and then been preserved in glycerin so that they're really soft, and these are absolutely fantastic for printing with. So today we're just, and there's a white feather. Now I swear I didn't plan that, so that's obviously a guardian angel looking over me and saying, you know, well done, they're getting back on board, we're with you. Right, so before I put these into glycerin, which will preserve them and keep them soft, I'm going to dry them. I've found that putting fresh plant matter into glycerin doesn't work that well for me. Maybe it does for some people, but it doesn't for me. I prefer it to be dried, and I find it works better. It can go a bit soggy, fresh matter in glycerin. Now, you know, I've seen lots of people that manage perfectly well like that, so do have a go. But both my leaves and my grasses and flowers, I'm going to press first. So I have got a couple of A3 sketchbooks here. This is a big one. This is from Sea Whites. I like these particularly because they've got really thick covers. So it means, not with this one particularly because it's a bit big, but if you're out and about drawing, you've actually got a drawing board with you, which is great. So I've got one of those, but I've also got this one, which is also from Sea Whites. Well, actually it was from my shop, but never mind. And this is A3. I absolutely love these softback sketchbooks to work in. These big ones, I must admit, for this I tend to cut in half and make myself 2 A4 landscapes, and sometimes cut this one to make one A5 and another, so I can have an A5 portrait, A5 landscape, A4 landscape. So that's 3 sketchbooks out of one of these, which cost £4.10. You know, you can't really knock that. But I'm not remotely bothered about using this to press material in, because I can still use it as a sketchbook afterwards. So let's start. A cup of tea, got my mug with me. Some things in life are too important to leave behind, aren't they? Right, let's just sideline the horse chestnut for a minute. And let's look at my haul here. I've got such a lot of different things in here, and there's more flowers coming in this meadow, so you know it could nicely turn into a nice series of things. But for the moment, I think for this one, because I've got so much, I'll go for my biggest book, and we'll see how we get on with that. So all I'm going to do is start at the back and place items between the pages. Now I'm using A3 because I'm thinking ahead, and I'm thinking when I print these, I will probably use A3 screens. I won't use anything bigger than A3 in the course, and for lots of things I'll use smaller screens. But for these, for some of these, for instance, like this, you know, this is a very long grass. I'd like to get a good bit of it in. You can see it takes up nearly all of A3 as it is. I should have got myself a cloth. Never mind, that's what clothes are for, isn't it? Shall I get myself a piece? Can I see? Cloth or piece? No, we'll carry on with that. They won't be that wet. Should I get a cloth? I don't need this kind of aggravation at the moment. What I do need is a pair of scissors, and I had one in here, and we've lost it, Dill. Oh no. Oh yes. No. Yes, bear with me. I'm going to get a cloth as well while I'm away. Bear with. Nothing changes, does it? Absolutely nothing changes. Right. That'll do. That looks right. Scissors were over here. So I am just going to trim my grass. I'm going to keep this part. Which isn't very easy, is it? But what I'm going to do is just leave that sticking out the bottom of the book and see how that goes. Now on here I can get some smaller stuff, or I can get some more grasses. Now I've got loads of different grasses. This one, let's move those a bit so you can see. This is a beautiful oats one, like wild oats. Not sure, I need to look these up. I have actually got a nice book of grasses, but they're so beautiful, so beautiful. I've got, is that the same as that? No, that's yet another type, another sort of droopy boy. Put that up there. I get as much as I can on a page, but I don't want them overlapping. I'm looking for something shorter maybe to go in here. So, right, here we go. I have got, ooh, might get this on here. No, that's too hopeful. We'll come back to that. Maybe I just accept that that's what will go on there. Okay, well, hang on. This is yet another type of grass. Look. Very fine one. I think they're called fescue grasses. I want a fair bit of the stem. Again, I think that little leaf could be a nice feature if I can get it on my screens. But I certainly could with something else. So let's got that one done. So I've started at the back, so I can then just turn my page over, press it down, and go in again. So let's get, where is that buttercup that I sidelined? He is a bit wet. Now, this is something that I'm going to arrange a bit because I want it to look nice on my screen. So it doesn't want arranging. I think you can see that. I think I'm going to find it easiest to get at this way up. And really, I'm just kind of trying to bash it into a bit of submission to where I would like it. That's not bad. I would really like that leaf down. So I'm going to hold it, put it over, get that leaf flat, get that over. I think that's gone quite well. I'm going to give that a couple of sheets because that was a big, thick one. And let's try, got some beautiful cow parsley here. You can't resist something like that, can you? You just can't. Right, so we're going to need that big stem off. That's a lovely head, isn't it? Can I get it all onto there? It may want a bit of rearranging when we come to it with this. Now with this, I'm just thinking, can I turn these heads a bit so that I get them? I don't know that I can, but I'm going to give it a go. A bit more like that. I can, it's whether I can you see, sorry. So I'm trying to get them so that I've got a bit more spikiness. Obviously if they go flat, I'll just get a blob there. So what I'd like to get is you can't press in 3-dimension, annoyingly enough. We haven't invented that yet. We need to stop spending our time doing nasty stuff with technology and find a way to 3D press a flower. That would be cool. So that you could then put it onto a screen. I don't know if that's even possible, but most things that they do, I think sound totally impossible anyway. That's quite nice actually. I think that could be quite nice. So we're going to go with that. Just going to separate those two up. And I can, when this is dry, I can fiddle with it a bit more. But I'm going to put that one over. Not sure about those heads over there. Again, that's got quite a lot of bulk in it. I'm thinking, you know, I think that stem, because it's so thick, is going to stop these. That's better, so I'm taking that off. I could just feel it was so fat, it was going to stop my plants actually getting flat. So keep going. I'll put a couple of pages to that one. What else have I got in here? I've got chamomile, beautiful. This grows like mad round here. Outside where I'm staying, there's masses of it in gravel, and I'm thinking, ooh, might just pull that up and put it in plant pots, because one day I'll have another garden, and I could be planting chamomile in it, because that may be a chamomile lawn. Nothing much nicer. Okay, so again, I'm trying to flatten these down into, I'm pretty sure I won't be able to get the daisies like that. Well, I don't know, that could go there. Ooh, look at that. So I'm putting the daisy and I'm pressing on its nose like that, and actually it's doing quite nicely. So let's do one like this. What this will come out like, I have no idea. I don't think I've ever pressed chamomile before. I'd love, oh, and I'm getting a lot of smell off this. Really nice, calming smell. That's the cricket. You can hear the yay! It's the lads watching the cricket. There's a cricket field just a few hundred yards away over there. Right, so you can see there I've got some quite nice flattened out flowers, which I think could look pretty cool. Let's do the same on this one, and then we'll do another one where we do them on the side, and we'll just see which looks best, because I've got loads. I absolutely love nature, as I've been thinking about doing this screen printing course, which I've wanted to do for a while. I thought, oh, I want to do another course as well, just, you know, printing with nature, where we look at lots of different ways of print. But that'll have to be next year after this one. It's always good when you've got a few in your, oh, I'm doing a bit of flower pressing here. I'm getting a bit of colour on the pages. Okay, that particular branch there, being a bit annoying. I'd like it to come out over here. Got a nice, you find if you press on them, it's a bit brutal, but where they're fleshy, you can sometimes get them to give up. Right, okay, so I'm going to turn over on that one, again 2 pages, and this one I just picked up this morning actually, and it's obviously a kind of dandelion derivative, isn't it, because it's got a little dandy type head, but I thought nice little seed heads there. And nice tops. Let's try do the same with those. See if I can just get those to come out flat, or will they collapse? And you don't really know until you've dried it how it's going to behave when it's dry. You just have to have a go and see what happens. So there. And this one. Look, you see, I'm loving these little triangular heads. I think they're great. Got a bit extra here. Can I get that in somewhere on here? Yes. So I'm just going to turn those. What do I try? I might try doing those heads sideways. Don't know that I'm having much success with getting them anywhere, getting them any other way. And the nice thing about books like this is you forget you've done them. Well, I do. And then I pick up a sketchbook, sometimes years later, and discover these beautiful dried flowers on the inside. Right. Okay. Let's get, I think my clover might have gone past it. I might have to collect some more, but I've got here a cow parsley stem that had gone over. They all seem to be at different stages at the moment, but this has some really nice seed heads on it. So I thought, let's separate it a bit. sure we'll get all of these on one. Oh, yes, we will. Let's do them that way. Now I'm going to have to trim this, aren't I? It's annoying, but I am. It's too wide. Let's do that. So I think if we press all of those together there, we will get some usable material out of that. So these look really, really sticky up at the moment, using technical terms, which I do like to do. So this pressing process not only is drying them out, which will make them easier to glycerin, but it's also going to make them a lot easier to print, because there's just going to be less of them. Now I've got more of all of those, but this, I fear, this is my clover. Really it's the leaves I would like, because I'd like to invent a 4-leafed clover for look. I quite like that idea. So I've got a 3-leaf, there's a little 3-leaf. You can see these have gone over, perhaps a bit too fleshy to preserve. I don't know that that's worth preserving. Well, I will, just in case I go to the meadow and there's no clovers left. But I think what I will hope to do is to get, oh hang on, there's a few coming out here with a bit of life on them. Right, so we'll do a page of clovers. And you see, I think I could easily sneak in one. A cheaty one, we'll make one with 4 leaves. And then you can make a piece of work out of that called making your own look, couldn't you? I like that idea. I like that idea. Oh, and just thinking about nature, and if anybody's interested, I have got Art Festival, but in September at Forge Mill in Redditch. I have got an exhibition there in September, which is called Arranging Nature. And so if you, like me, are a nature lover, you might enjoy going to see that. Endlessly inspiring for me. Right, we've got a clover head. I'm pretty sure that's not going to be of any use whatsoever to us, but I'm going to press it anyway. There's another leaf. Actually got quite a few leaves there. I'm surprised but happy. Now I'm going to do those like that. I'm going to put the clover on the next page simply because the clover is quite fat and I think needs its own space. Got any more clovers I could put in with that fat boy? No. No. Hang on, what's peeping out there? Is that our first grass trying to come out the top? I think it is. Little monkey, get yourself back in there. Right, talking of which, let's get some more grasses in. I mean, really, I will probably press all of these I've got in here, but let's just get a few at a time. Let's just put another page in. Oh God, they're gorgeous. They're so beautiful. And really, the grasses are so easy. Just put them in and turn a page over. That one's being a bit naughty, but it's just that one's playing hard to get. So just get those in and get them covered. And you just have to do some more of these. You see, look at that one. That's a beauty. Imagine that printed. That is going to be absolutely gorgeous. I've got a book of grasses and sedges somewhere, which I need to get out and do some identifying of some of these. I've no doubt some of you will tell me, because I know I've got some good researchers in my followers and friends, students. I never know what to call people. In my girls, in our tribe. Yeah, we've got a nice tribe. I'm turning that round because it looks prettier that way, but it doesn't work in terms of pressing it, so I'll stop that. All that matters here is that I'm pressing it. And I might as well do all of these. I won't make you watch all of them. I just want to show you these boys. I think I did some earlier, but these are, there's masses of this. I like quaking oats. I think they're going to make such a beautiful screen. 2 different types there by the looks of things, but how utterly beautiful are they? They hang. They're like this when you see them, and when they blow in the wind, they are just amazing. So let's get some of these flattened and dried now. Don't rush it, Hilary. See, I'm putting those in there, and actually what's happening is I'm getting bent bits on them, and that's not what I want. I want them with their bits sticking out where I would like them to stick out. Very important in life. Okay, so I'll carry on with the rest of those, but let's just put in here as well. In fact, maybe I will keep that book for these meadow for the meadow things. And what I will do with that is now put that under something heavy. I've got a nice pile of packaging here, which will do the job nicely, or under a pile of boxes. Anything heavy, it needs weighing down and squashing for probably at least a couple of weeks. So that's what we're going to do with that one. And I'll finish it off in a minute. I'll take the bottoms off. Right, so my horse chestnut, ooh, there's another of those gorgeous pattern grasses. I can see I'm going to have too many for one thing, aren't I? Oh no, I could do, if you did cushions, we could do an awful lot, a set of 8 cushions. I'm all into nesting, obviously. Not that I've got a permanent house yet, but when I have, I'll be into nesting. So I'm planning on making, as well as artwork, obviously, can't resist it, but some nice home stuff with lots of this. Right, let's turn that piece of grass away because it's really trying to interfere, isn't it? Okay, so this one, same, start at the back, not on that sheet, on this one, and then you can turn over onto it. So really, I just want to get as many of these as I can. I've got a really nice variety of sizes here. So look, a leaf collection like that. Those are on young branches, so. And these won't be going in the same thing as the meadow. These will be going into a different collection. I'm just seeing if there's anything I can fit on there as well. There is that one. And I don't know what I'll make with these yet. Maybe a bed throw or something. I've got all sorts of ideas of things I could make. I'm squashing that up. I don't want to do that. I'll put these tiny ones down here. I really want to get the best I can out of things. What's lovely to have is different sizes of the same plant. So these will make a really interesting, with green fly, sorry buds, but you're going to get flattened. You don't have to print green fly, but you can just pop it in the pages. Right, we could give these a couple of pages each because they're quite fleshy. And just get to these lovely different sizes, I think are brilliant. Yeah, I'm just trying to just get these how I want them. I can tweak them a bit on the screen as well. No, I'm not going to get 2 on there, I'm being greedy. So we'll get 1 on there. If I try to do 2, all that's happening is I'm squashing up the individual leaves, and what I really would like is them splayed out. 2 pages. I might get that and another one on because that's not huge. Let me get this little one down here. Yeah, I think we can get both of those, can't we? Interestingly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, they've all got 7. Okay, I was going to say they've got different numbers of leaves, but they haven't. They've got 7, and that's not something I would have thought. Have the big ones got 7? Right. I've got some big ones here. This might be too big for my book. We can just get that in. Stem will have to stick out. 2, 3, yeah, okay. Big one's got 7 too. So its stem will have to stick out there. I'm just going to give its stem a bit of a bashing like this. To flatten it down. And get that one. And one of my favourite leaves to print is this. Some of the pieces I'll have at Redditch will have wall hangings or wall pieces made using these beautiful leaves and stitched. They're just so glorious. Right, so there's another one there, and he really could do with being sideways as well. So if you live anywhere near me, and these are from the conker trees on Forest Moor Road. And it's the trees nearer to Calcut have the best leaves at the moment. The trees nearer to Forest Lane have the best leaves at the moment. The ones nearer to Calcut, which were the ones I always used to go conkering at, they're fine, you would get some, but they're starting to get a bit eaten. These seemed pretty fresh still, and some good bits on. I know that's no help to most of you, but anybody who does happen to be around here. Okay, I've got one branch left. As I say, it's the newer branches or the newer growth gives you this real variety of sizes. You see, someone's eaten a bit of that. Doesn't matter. Nature isn't perfect. That's probably one of the many reasons I love it so much. Oh, that one's only got 5 on. That's interesting. That's interesting. Only 5 on that one. Is it not full mature or what? And these baby ones, that's got 7 on. That's got 7 on. No, that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 on. Who knew? Who knew? Somebody will know and somebody will tell me why that is so. Okay, so that's all the horse chestnut leaves. I'm going to leave those stems sticking out, and they will basically go in the same pile with the others, and we're going to give all of that a good couple of weeks to dry out. And when it's done that, I'll come back with another quick video just to show you how to preserve these in glycerine. So if you're thinking of doing the screen printing course, you might want to get out, find a meadow, find some grasses, find some of the wildflowers that are around at the moment and press them. You don't have to, you could do any collection of plants, but I think it's quite a nice theme. And for anybody else, go grab yourself some nice stuff, press it, and I'll show you how to preserve it in another video. All right, lovelies, boom, coming over. Bye, guys.